Hi! Hi, everyone! I'm going to reveal to you a little chicken keeping secret from Mother Nature. And if you implement this technique, you can literally keep your chickens blissfully busy for hours and hours and hours, day after day, even in a small run. And it's so simple and so easy to do. It's called contra freeloading. Or at least that's the scientific term for it. If I were to translate that to chicken though, it would be... And what contra freeloading comes down to is chickens actually want to work for their food, or at least for some of their food. They want to forage for it. This is in contrast to how most of us think about feeding our chickens, which is by the freeloading method. And freeloading simply means we feed our chickens using feeders, where the food is just freely available in one place. And there's nothing wrong with the freeloading method. In fact, I recommend you always have feed freely available in a feeder for your chickens. But if we also allow our chickens to have an opportunity to contra freeload or forage for some of their feed, they're going to be much happier chickens. We know from the research science on chicken behavior, both on chickens living in the wild and chickens in captivity, that they will spend about half of their day on foraging activities if you give them the chance. Foraging is what chickens want to do more than any other activity. So if you sprinkle some food throughout your chicken's bedding, they will frequently choose to forage for that food, even when the exact same food is freely available in their feeder. They'd rather work for it, although it's probably more accurate to call it play rather than work. Because if you've ever sprinkled treats in your chicken's bedding before, scratch grains, mealworms, whatever it is, you've seen this behavior. You've seen just how excited they get. And you may have been thinking they're just excited about the treats, but you'll find they behave just as happily foraging for their regular feed. It's really more about the activity than it is about any particular food item. But unlike scratch grains or other chicken treats, when your chickens forage for their feed, you don't have to worry about giving them too much. There is no such thing as too much. And that's why contra freeloading can keep your chickens busy for hours on end every single day. So what's the best way to go about letting your chickens forage for their food? First, a reminder, always have food freely available in a feeder. I can't stress that enough. Chickens always need access to easy feed, especially in the cold winter months, and especially your good layers. But aside from that, you'll just every morning scatter some food in their bedding, or a couple times a week even. It works best if you can rake or shovel the bedding into piles and kind of interlayer the food in those piles. They go ape over that. As for the type of feed, you actually can use regular chicken pellets, just sprinkle them around the bedding. The only drawback to that kind of feed is it does break down with moisture. It gets kind of mushy and watery, so you'll have a lot more wasted feed that way. So I've been using a nutritionally balanced feed from Scratch and Peck, and I'm not sponsored by them or anything. It's just what I'm using right now. But I will say the big drawback to them is that they're quite expensive. So if you're worried about cost, I recommend searching online for local farms that sell a balanced chicken feed. We used to buy a feed similar to the Scratch and Peck one from a farm that was just a few hours away, and it was at really low cost. But what I love about the natural grain feed is that it doesn't dissolve when it gets wet like the more processed feed does, and it also more closely mimics what chickens would be getting in the natural world, because you've got all these different types of particles with different colors, tastes, and textures. And I imagine that's got to be pretty exciting for chickens. And finally, the research is really clear about the benefits of allowing your chickens to forage for feed in their bedding. Aside from just being the natural way that chickens eat, it also increases excitement and joy as measured by heart rate and behavioral indicators, reduces stress as measured by stress hormone levels, and it reduces behavioral problems like aggressive pecking. So if you're seeing aggression in your flock, this might be something that can really help to reduce or even eliminate that. So this technique is part of the jungle method for raising chickens. The jungle method is a natural method of raising chickens that recognizes that chickens are inherently jungle or forest birds. As I like to say, you can take the bird out of the jungle, but you cannot take the jungle out of the bird. So if we want to make our birds truly happy, we need to provide ways for them to practice all of their natural behaviors, including spending many hours a day foraging. And if you live in an area where chickens are always able to free range year-round on the forest floor, you've already got this covered. But if you're raising your chickens in a confined space, or maybe even just keeping them confined for the winter like I do, contra freeloading can be the difference between bored, miserable birds and active, happy ones. Let me know how it goes for your chickens, and if you have any favorite tips that you'd like to share about how you keep your chickens happy, please share them in the comments below. Happy chickening!